Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are currently doing combat with the Belmacosa Enforcers. But before we continue that, let's just go through our colonies here quick and make sure that we are good here. We could use an Astro Mining Bay, for sure. And anything else? Yeah, actually this mining world could use a System Capital Complex. Fantastic. We'll call that good, and otherwise we're working on reinforcing the 4th Fleet. It's gonna take a lot. We didn't realize... Ooh, what is this? It has become verified that the United Corinth Commonwealth has finished the construction of a massive Juggernaut ship. We have a Juggernaut. This mobile space base packs extensive firepower and is able to build and maintain ships at the front line of battle, making it a superior threat in any combat scenario. It is truly the apex armament of space war. So, of course, these guys, the United Corinth Commonwealth, are, I believe, yeah, they are within our federation, so that is fine. We don't mind that. The 1st Fleet is being reinforced. The 4th Fleet requires additional reinforcement. And we are continuing to push through many regions of the Belmacosa Enforcers here. What is our armies doing? They're doing literally nothing right now. They need to invade here. We'll go ahead and land. We're actually even right now in the war exhaustion, which is not necessarily great. They currently wouldn't accept the status quo.
Initiating ground assault.
Ah, that would be no border adjustments. Okay. So we're not interested in a status quo ultimately. If we can help it. The 1st Federation fleet should think about attacking somewhere. But where? This area is actually fully cleared up. This is held by the Belmacosa. We'll go over there. That'll take some time to get there, but that's fine. The 1st Federation fleet could use some reinforcement, but we are instead going to put that into the 4th Fleet. Okay. The 4th Fleet will, of course, take a while. Quite a while. Ooh, I just heard some thunder. Well, I apologize if that comes through the microphone. Hopefully it won't. The 1st Fleet is, of course, lacking a Titan, and that's going to take a while. The 3rd Federation fleet requires some orders, I would say, except, I mean, we kind of want to attack over here. I'm noticing that we're definitely running into some sentry array limitations. Ah, this is not upgrading again. Okay. We need another upgrade here. Good to know. We don't really have the alloys to pull it off right now, but that's okay. We'll continue to reinforce the 4th Fleet, and the 1st Fleet really should probably be put back into service. I'd like to have it come up to Asterion. We'll head up over there. The 3rd Fleet requires orders, and its orders are to head over here. Okay. It'll take it a little while to get there, but that is fine. We should get rid of the Nishpan station. We cannot downgrade it. It's currently disabled. We should get rid of the Polygar station, so that we no longer have our starbase cap causing us issues. Excellent. And I do want to check in on these guys. They are now back down to inferior. Okay. Good to know. And we're going to continue to invade over here. Right? That's the last remaining area? I believe so. Excellent. We have a very powerful army, and that should be very nice.
Initiating ground assault.
Okay, so we're a little concerned about this unexplored natural wormhole here. There's no doubt about that. We're gonna go... Ooh, right. The Marish Watchers aren't letting us through their territory. Bit awkward, that. But we're going to head up this direction, I think. We'll have these guys just guard this wormhole for now until we can do something about this. Oh wait, we can have Federation ships explore the wormhole. I didn't realize that. I thought it had to be a science ship. In that case, we're fine. That's actually huge. Where does this go? We've lost administrative control of this colony to the Boki consciousness. Okay, sure. We don't actually care about that. They're part of our federation. That's fine. Okay, so we've discovered that this connects to Asterope. Good to know. The second Federation fleet is going to think about heading up to Moa. We can actually jump drive there. Let's jump drive to Moa and get this taken care of. We'll also take out that fleet, which will be handy. The first fleet is, of course, making its way over this way. It still needs some reinforcement, apparently. It shouldn't. But maybe its reinforcement got intercepted. That's a possibility. The fifth fleet is going to continue to push down over here. And there is a wormhole here that we can explore. Okay. So the fourth fleet is continuing to reinforce. Indeed they are. They are definitely assaulting our spaceport, I'm sure. How are we doing with our armies over here? Okay, perfect. So we need to think about some... They have some fleets over here. Do we have anybody nearby who can respond to that? The answer is not really. But what we can do is we can jump drive to Starmog and go land on Stillhaven. These guys are not ready to jump drive. Okay. These guys are pushing up over here, and that's good. We want that. Second Federation fleet, what do we want them to do? For now, I think just hold their position and repair. Maybe they could back off to Opriuk and get some reinforcement done. I guess that would be fine. We'll tell them to do that. And the fourth fleet is, of course, also needing reinforcement. That's the thing. 29th Corolla is getting wrecked, as expected. Okay, so there's no one up here. There's no point in going here now. Go to Escant.
Initiating ground assault.
We are attacking in Starmag. That's great. And we've finished that. And next we're going to land on the mooring. And the question is, are these guys heading up there? They are. Hopefully we land first. We do not. Well, this is awkward. Can we jump drive? 118 days on that. Can these guys jump drive up? They could. Jump drive? Oh, that's just out of range. We'd have to go here and make our way up like that. 20 days until emergency FTL. I knew this was a risk. I was hoping we'd be able to land here in time. We were not able to. So we're going to have to emergency FTL this. For 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay. We'll retreat. And we lost a few ships. That's to be expected. To that end, we will go ahead and queue up a few replacements on Sol. And these should be clone armies of Azizans. There we go. And we are going to come up over this way. I think that the Boki Consciousness are definitely... Well, actually, maybe not going to lose this. The Boki Consciousness may win this. Well, that's looking grim. It would appear that the Boki Consciousness are no match for the Belmacosa Enforcers. We knew that, but it's still slightly disappointing. That's probably where the majority of this war exhaustion is coming from, actually. So the first fleet is in Asterion, and we are just going to send them over to grab all of this. There's also a Belmacosa Enforcer fleet over here. Hello? That's their Titan. We're not quite in range to jump drive it. We'll think about it, though. The fifth fleet is going to hit Halix. And then after that, we're going to explore this natural wormhole. The second fleet is up here, and I would like them to come down to the Singularity, kind of like this. We'd like to eliminate some of these fleets, for sure. This fleet is now eliminated. And we're going to head over to Lavashio. Yeah, you can see they have a bunch of fleets around here just being jerks. The first Federation fleet is really probably in need of coming up over to here. That's an awkward route to take. So instead, what is our jump drive range? Ah, right there. Can we jump drive to here? Not quite. We're going to jump drive to here and then go to Kodria. Perfect. And yes, I'm aware that jump driving gives us a battle malice. That is something I am keenly aware of. So they're currently over here. We could catch them by jump driving to the L gate, and then from there, attacking the Titan through the L gate. And that's what we're going to do. Okay. The fourth fleet is still being reinforced. Got another bunch of those ready to go. Excellent. The third fleet needs orders, and its orders are to move up to the BX-799 Singularity. There's this over here that we see. But for now, this looks fine. When are our armies going to come back? Next month. Okay. Sounds good.
Scientific breakthrough achieved.
And we just had an envoy die. No worries there, though. We could get admin cap here or army stats, and we're going to grab army health. That'll be fine. The fifth fleet requires orders, and it determined that this connects up here. Okay. That's not super helpful for us. So instead, we're going to have it come up this direction. Maybe even jump drive. It's only 18k. Let's jump drive here and deal with these guys. Okay, sounds good. The first fleet has, of course, eliminated the Titan that was over here. And now its orders are to push up this direction and then go to Dojak. Okay, the fourth fleet is nearing completion. Really? 73 out of 30? I really wish they'd fix this reinforced fleet system. This fleet hasn't even been in combat. I don't understand. How could it get this confused? That makes no sense. The fifth fleet requires orders, and its orders are, of course, to go to Tistra. Off it goes. The fourth fleet is going to be ready to attack soon-ish. But it's not there yet. Transport Fleet 4 will return... Oh, next year. Okay. I didn't realize that was next year. The second fleet has taken pretty major losses and should return to Vimas. In the meantime, we will begin reinforcing it. Excellent. The second Federation fleet is going to head to Polistia. Polistia, perhaps? Probably Polistia. The first Federation fleet is going to want to head over to here, I guess. We jump drive there? No. Okay. Sounds good. So the Belmacosa Enforcers are now down to pathetic. They can't keep up with our damage that we're doing. Where did the third fleet just lose? Once again in the BX-799 Singularity. We're going to send the third Federation fleet in immediately. And then they will return to orbit the L gate. Okay. The fourth fleet is continuing to reinforce, and it will finish up soon-ish. We'll run the Surveyor, but we're not too interested in working on that just yet. The second Federation fleet does require orders, and I think it needs to jump drive down to Dongle down here. There we go. The third Federation fleet, of course, has returned now, and I believe we got this under our control. Yes, we did. And we took a few losses. We'll go ahead and reinforce those. Excellent. The 4th Fleet is basically ready.
One of our stations.
Okay, we have excess overcrowding here. I guess that's fine for now. And Transport Fleet 4 will be back this year, as will the 3rd Fleet. Okay, that is fine. No worries on that front. The 2nd Federation and 3rd Federation fleets... Well, the 3rd Federation fleet doesn't require orders. The 2nd Federation fleet does. And it will do something like that. Okay. Boy, I wish we had our army. Well, I gambled and lost. What are you going to do? That 2nd fleet is still requiring reinforcement. There we go. The 4th fleet is really messed up. We need to bring this up to 24, right? Yeah. I'm not sure what happened with the 4th fleet. It's messed up.
A fleet has made the ultimate sacrifice.
Really? Where? Combat 1? Combat 1. I don't see a fleet making the ultimate sacrifice. Maybe it was a reinforcement fleet. That's a possibility. Okay, so the 3rd Federation fleet and the 2nd fleet, I think, should swap positions. We're going to send the 2nd fleet over to enter orbit of the L-Gate. It'll take them a little while to get there, and that's okay. Who is this? Yon Company. Okay. Sounds good. The 3rd Federation fleet is repairing right now, but is otherwise, I believe, almost good to go. Yeah, now it's at full strength. So we'll let that finish up, and the 2nd fleet will get into position over there. Excellent. We do need to attack up over here, that's for sure. This transport fleet is not yet back, but it will be soon. Excellent. We've gained administrative control over a couple of those. That's fine. The 5th fleet needs to go somewhere. Up over here? Presumably. Something like that. That's going to take them a long time to get there. That's okay. The 4th fleet should be basically done being reinforced. I mean, it's messed up, but it should be fine. The 3rd Federation should now be almost ready to head out. Fleet is at full strength. All we're doing is waiting for the reinforcements to actually show up. So that's fine. 4th Fleet, I think we're going to hit the reinforce fleet button and then it'll be good to go. The 3rd Federation fleet, I would love to come hit over this direction somewhere. Perhaps through the Zepok Vortex, except that the Uthonians have closed their borders to us. We could hit the Uzab Vortex, see what happens there. If we do that, we should probably take the 2nd Fleet with as well. Let's go. Okay. Taken care of. So we're going to send both of these back to orbit the L-Gate. And the 3rd Federation fleet here did take losses. We're not surprised by that. And these are not irreplaceable losses by any means. The 2nd fleet is just chillin', and one of our planets has low stability. We're not surprised by that, considering that we've been conquering worlds. The 3rd fleet has returned, and they are very beat up. The 4th fleet, however, is pretty much ready to go, and we're going to send them up over this direction. Up to Dojak. We should be done taking Dojak by the time they get here, although that station is very powerful. Very powerful indeed. We are going to win this, but barely. Matter disintegrators really coming through for us there. But we're going to fall back to Zolbak's Maw with the 1st fleet. Okay, so we've got ourselves these guys here. I'm willing to bet that they can just go into the First Fleet. Not the First Federation. The First Fleet. There we go. Right? Yeah, they can go in there. That'll be fine. So the Third Federation is still reinforcing. That's okay. The First Federation has attacked down over here. And what do we need to hit from over here at this point? Not a whole lot. I think we need to head up over this direction. There's no route to get there. So we're going to have to jump drive. That's fine. Can't jump drive there, but oh yeah, that's just out of range. We can jump drive here instead, and that'll be fine. We do want to hit these guys' capital fairly soon. Up here is going to be a lot more painful for us to attack them, and that is expected. The Third Federation fleet is going to come in over this way as well. At this point, this is the primary location that we need to hit. This over here is going to be fairly minor, I think. And that should be fine. Third Fleet is, of course, going to require reinforcement, but that's going to require a lot of reinforcement.
Achieved.
And I guess we can go ahead and start working on that. Flash Coolant has finished up, and let's grab shield hit points next. Wonderful. The Second Fleet does still need reinforcement as well. And eventually, we will have crushed the Belmicosa's ability to make war on us. That's the overall goal here. We're working on it. And we will get there soon enough. The Third Fleet, we will continue to reinforce. And we'll reinforce again. There we go. Excellent. And we're going to attack over here. We definitely want to take out the Belmicosan capital. We can see that that's 114k on their primary station there. That's a lot. 107k over here. So we're probably going to group up the Fourth Fleet and the Third Federation Fleet for the purposes of attacking over here. So the Third Federation Fleet and the Fourth Fleet, they're going to actually come down to core. Wonderful. We can also move the Kunlun up over this way. That would be fine. The Second Fleet is, of course, being reinforced. We have a lot of fleets that we're working on reinforcing right now. And our transport fleet is, in fact, back. So let's go ahead and jump drive them into Starmag, and from there they will go ahead and land on the mooring. Wonderful. Kinetic weapon attack speed, and let's go for armor hit points next. That'll work. Second Fleet can be reinforced. The First Federation has hit over here in Wilcom, and it's going to grab Reprix and then over to Terrabellum while we are attacking here.
Initiating ground assault.
And yeah, we are definitely seeing that that hurts a bit. But we can take out those orbital platforms pretty quickly. We're taking losses, there's no doubt about it, but we did succeed. We're going to hit their capital next. This might hurt. We'll see. Second Federation Fleet is over here, and looks like there's not really anything else for it to do. Let's send it back to VMOS for right now. And we can reinforce it, but we're going to try to prioritize putting all of our alloys right now into the Third Fleet. That'll be fine. I also want to check in up here. We do need some jobs. Let's just check in on our colonies real quick. This ring world should probably be put to work as an industrial ring world. And it's going to need housing as well. So actually, we'll just build an industrial segment. That'll work. Okay. All of this over here, we're not too worried about right now. I mean, a lot of these issues are caused by devastation, so. Or just there's nothing we can do about it. That'll be fine. The Belmicosa are going to be knocked completely out of this war quite soon. Apparently we have two locations over here that should be re-grabbed. So we'll go grab those. That'll be fine. The third fleet, of course, requires additional reinforcement, and we are attacking their capital here. We are going to win this. Perfect. At this point, we're going to await reinforcements before we attack Carenza.
Our warriors are victorious.
We have successfully landed in Starmag, and I think we need to go to Yon next. Is this still being colonized? It is. Okay, so that's not an option. Instead, we're going to have to come down to Escant. The fourth fleet is definitely hurting. There's no doubt about that. We're going to attack Carenza as soon as we can. That's another 107k station. Once we get that, that will be a lot easier on us to retake later on. We need to make sure that we take all of these main stations that are theirs, including their Strategic Coordination Center. That's going to be a big deal for us. Okay. 40 to 45%. We're definitely not finishing this episode. In fact, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to see if we can eliminate the Belmicosa Enforcers. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.